A battle of the home teams here at Rat City Roller Derby. Who's excited to see some skating tonight? We're so glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Murray Grande.
I'm the Norwegian Persuasion. We're going to be calling all the action for you right here on the sidelines for these two amazing games we've got for you tonight.
Not only do we have the doubleheader today of Grave Danger versus Socket Wenches and Throttle Rockets versus DLF, but we also have another doubleheader tomorrow. So make sure you come back all weekend, see all of our home teams in action. But first, we would like to take a minute for a very special message. Joining us right now is Carrie Watson of Grave Danger.
Hi, thank you for coming. I'm Carrie Watson. I'm UPIC in Athabascan and skate for Grave Danger. We are proud to acknowledge that this event is taking place upon traditional territories. The Coast Salish are the Native Americans whose home is located along the shores of Puget Sound. There are 19 recognized and unrecognized tribes, which include the Duwamish, Snoqualmie, Muckleshoot, and Sammamish. They are the original caretakers for the continued protection of the land and waters with the preservation of the culture. We pay tribute to the Native people of this region and honor their knowledge and traditional culture. I encourage you to learn the history of our heritage, support Native communities, and honor the treaties. Thank you and have a good night.
All right, and now we would like to bring back an old friend that hasn't been seen at the Rat's Nest in a long, long time. He smells like cheese and needs some Febreze. Give it up for Rat Bastard!
Oh, it smells like cheese and needs some Febreze.
All right, Rat Bastard will be back throughout the evening, and I heard a rumor that the old t-shirt cannon is somewhere deep in the recesses of this building. I'm sure he can sniff out where that is.
Before we get out here, what's the action on the track? We got to get your biggest and best group of skaters, the ones that everybody loves to hate. The Refs, ladies and gentlemen. Make the worst noise for the cops on the track.
But also cheer really, really loud for our NSOs, our non-skating officials tonight, the Lightning Fist of Science.
You want to clap for them.
Bring out Socket Wenches.
All right, without further ado, let's put your hands together, make some noise for the Socket Wenches. All right, Derby fans, rolling out for number 1, Decap Attack. Number 13, Bruiser Ego. Skater number 14, Mow Ya Down. Skating out at number 185, Ginger Spite. Rolling 21, On Young. 2-6-0, so final. Skater 34, Molly Duker. 35, Cairo Fracture. 38, Nicole Plated. Number 440, Clobber and Maim. 45, M. Peach. Number 7, Alternative. 76, Bets Go Crazy. 84, Mary Fury. skater number 85, Rosie Basher. Rolling out at number 88, Melodonna. Derby fans are coached tonight by Amethyst and Sammy Automatic. Put your hands together, make some noise for the Socket Wenches!
And their opponents in the black and the red. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will skate the earth. Shriek in terror for your worst nightmare. This is Grave Danger! '05 Edelweiss. 070 Captain Cinnamon Slam. 10 Catamaran. 127 Bento Boxer. Number 18 Whisperter. 217 Wild Carnage. 336 Alex Machina. 39 Carrie Watson. 48 Knee High Nightmare. Number 5 A Green. 6 L Featherstone. 64 Gina Rome. 715 Mountain Deranged. 78 Bad Mommy. Number 81 Captain Ponyo Knees. Number 99 Tempura Tantrum. They're coached by Thunderstruck and Fancy Pants. This is Grave Danger! As we said, this is the first game in a doubleheader tonight. We're also going to have a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon, so please come back to the Rat's Nest to see an entire weekend of roller derby, because there's nothing better going on in town, I guarantee.
That's right. Doors open tomorrow at 11. First bout starts at 12. Socket Wenches versus Throttle Rockets. 2:10. Derby Liberation Front versus Grave Danger. So get back here. Don't even leave. Just hang out.
Now, Grave Danger comes into this game undefeated so far in Season 13.
It has been an amazing season for the Danger.
Socket Wenches have a single victory to their name. Looking to shake up the rankings going in to the championship game, which is going to happen April 27th. But before that, I believe there's also one more regular season game. I'll do my research and be a good announcer, find out what that is later. Hey, Bento Boxer, 127, jamming for Grave Danger. You're getting taken to the outside.
That's also final up there for the Socket Wenches on this back wall, trying to push their way through.
Bento Boxer near the front of the pack sees that rotating three wall, the Triforce of Power. Going one-on-one there with Moya down. Gets lead jammer, but a skate went out of bounds. They've got to recycle back around. Just eating baby. Delicious, delicious baby. Oh, so Final also making it out of the pack, getting the initial pass completed. But Bento Boxer able to sprint right back through. And the pack is off to the races.
Bento approaching that pack, looking for a window of opportunity. Shoots to the outside, but gets locked up by Molly Duker. Hands to the hips, calls off the jam, but not before 3 points go on the board for Grave Danger.
Now the lead jammer can call off the jam by placing their hands on their hips. Otherwise, a jam goes to its natural 2-minute conclusion, and we line up to do it again.
Penalty box is empty. We got 2 skaters taking the track. That's going to be An Yang on the jam line for Socket Wenches, facing off against number 217, Wild Carnage. Carnage.
Scrum start back at the jam line. Wild Carnage sprints straight through that pack. Gets second lead jam in a row for Grave Danger.
An Yang locked up tight. Bounty with a shoulder check, sending An Yang to the inside line. But that's going to be Wild Carnage blazing through, picking up 4 big points, going up for Grave Danger.
Bruiserigo now has that jammer cover. Getting around, completes the initial pass for Socket Wenches as Wild Carnage goes in and out like Mama's squeeze box, calling off that jam. 8 points altogether on the jam. Brings Grave Danger's lead up 11-0. Let Advanced Manual Therapy and Sports Rehabilitation keep you functioning optimally. They're staffed with an advanced team of sports, orthopedic, and manual therapy specialists who offer leading-edge skills in assessment, treatment, and individualized planning for your return to competition or daily activities.
A Green facing off the line against Rosie Basher. Green getting the lead, shooting to the outside, breaking through, picking up that lead jammer status.
Rosie Basher was swept to the outside by Edelweiss, who just follows her port to starboard. There is Rosie Basher making the initial pass for Grave Danger. Socket Wenches, but getting sent to the penalty box. So A Green completes that 4-point scoring pass. Now has herself a power jam.
Basher barely rolling to the infield. When they come back onto the track, they do have to go to the back of the pack so they don't improve their stance. That's a cut track penalty. That's why she's sitting in the box right now while Green picks up 4 more points.
Back at a standstill right there by turn 2. Here comes A Green. Oh, and there his bets go crazy to stifle the Grave Danger jammer. Oh, but gets called on a forearm. A Green gets through for a 3rd scoring pass.
Bets go crazy, picking up a forearm penalty on that one. That's going to leave Green out on the track. 2 blockers left out there for Socket Wenches in a power jam status. She's rallying around that track, picking up those points and putting them down. 4 more on the board for Grave Danger.
Rosie Basher out of the penalty box immediately hands the jammer cover to Ginger Spite.
Basher getting knocked to the infield by Edelweiss. Ginger Spite rallying around that track. 4 points going up for Green.
A Green coming down, on touch inside of turn 4 for another scoring pass.
Oh my God. Oh, huge.
Penalty box is emptying out. Here is A Green coming in again, but he just collides off of Bets Go Crazy, and that Socket Wenches back to wall. Fancy footwork there by the Grave Danger jammer. Goes left, goes right, goes through, calls it off. That's 2 minutes. That's the jam. Grave Danger picking up 28 points.
I don't care what section you're sitting in. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for a 28-point jam. Impressive. On the line, we got number 3-5, Cairo Fracture.
Against 127, Bento Boxer of Grave Danger. 4-4 in the pack as the whistle blows.
That is a full pack on the track. Both skaters locked up tight behind that defense. We got Mountie over here leading up a tri-wall defense, holding back Cairo Fracture up front. Bento Boxer looking to get through that 3-point defense. Finds a line on the inside, picks up that lead.
Cairo Fracture, goes sternum to sternum with 78. Bad Mommy gets sternum was inside out once and twice again.
Knocked hard to the infield. Chiropractor recycles back behind that pack. Bento Boxer, in the meantime, looking for a window of opportunity. Finds it on the outside. Locked up tight by number 34, Molly Duker, but breaks through for 4 more on the board.
And Molly Duker took them to the very end of the engagement zone, but he only blocked 20 feet in front of the pack. So Bento Boxer got that pass, coming back around again. Gets 4 more points for Grave Danger.
From the outside to the end, shooting through that pack, picking them up and putting them down.
3-3 pack. Both teams down 1 blocker. Looks like Bruiser Ego is going to get the star pass and completes the initial pass for Socket Wenches as Bento Boxer gets through. Got a no pass, no penalty on that, so only 3 points for the pass.
Bento puts her hands to their hips, calls off the jab, but not before picking up 11 points, holding Socket Wenches at 0 on that one.
Rat City is proud to welcome our newest sponsor, North City Law, with knowledgeable lawyers assisting businesses and individuals right here in Shoreline. Thank you, North City Law.
Yeah, is it?
Oh. This timeout brought to you because it's Coach Thunderstruck's birthday 2 days ago. He's 48. We got 2 more points to grow on. Wishing him happy birthday today because nothing in roller derby is done on time.
He said we were really loud over there, so. All right, back to the action on the track. Donning the star for the team in red. That's going to be number 336, Alex Machina, facing off against number 26, Oh So Final.
Grave Danger starting with a 4-3 advantage in the pack. And that's how Alex Machina gets right on through, nearly untouched. Lead jammer Grave Danger.
Little sleight of hand. All the other skaters are on one side of the track. They just blew right by on the inside line, picking up that lead jammer nod. Oh So Final trying to break through this 3-wall defense right now. Going from the inside, moving to the out. Featherstone with a big hip check, sending them to the outfield.
And Socket Wench defense on lock as Alex Machina comes in for the first Grave Danger scoring pass. They're back up to full strength as Decap Attack coming out of the penalty box. Now we got that brace 3-wall, a Triforce of Power, holding back Grave Danger's jammer.
Machina to the infield. Oh So Final pushing to the out. Sediment Slams got to let her go through.
Alex Machina calling off the jam. Moya Down was a 1-woman 4-wall, keeping Grave Danger's jammer from busting on the scoring pass, only allowing them 3 points that jam.
Did you do this one, or was it just too long? You just went to this one, right?
Yeah.
I figured I did. Yeah, because that's a friggin' paragraph, right?
Done in the star for Socket Wenches. Anyong. Facing off against Wild Carnage. That's 4-on-3. Pack advantage to Grave Danger.
That 3-wall of Socket Wench is just swarming all around Wild Carnage, trying to keep her tamed. But
crazy.
number 217 finds the slightest opening, gets through, lead jammer Grave Danger.
Anyong looking for a window of opportunity, gets knocked to the outfield as they throw a little defense on there.
Both jammers kind of ricocheted to the outside there right before turn 1. Anyong still working on the initial pass. Wild Carnage scoring trip number 1.
Grave Danger defense doing an amazing job right now, holding back that Socket Wench jammer, knocked to the outfield, recycling back by that pivot line, while Wild Carnage breaks through for 4 more on the board for Grave Danger.
Anyong looks like has a star stash. Here is Wild Carnage scoring trip number 2. tiptoeing around, going one-on-one now. That's Betts Go Crazy being joined by M. Peach. Anyang keeps the star, gets through, makes the initial pass. The jam is called off because the Wild Card saw a whole lot of socket wench defense. Once again,
Derby fans, can I have your attention, please? If you are under the age of 18, you cannot be sitting at the bumper. That's the danger zone. We don't want anybody to get hurt. So if you could sit back, please, we'd appreciate that.
time to line up. Time to do it again. That's Rosie Basher and A. Green wearing the stars. A. Green getting lead status. Has to recycle back around. And just as quick as you can blink, gets lead jammer.
Keep talking.
Rosie Basher also makes the initial pass for socket wenches, but A. Green goes straight through the center of the pack, calling it off.
Does it sound low to you?
Yeah, but everything's pointed that way, though.
Okay. Well,
We don't have a monitor.
All right.
So 2 points there picked up by Grave Danger. We're going to take a brief moment to address some skater safety. Thank you for your patience.
Rat City Roller Derby is completely volunteer run. If your business would like to help out, please contact Rat City to find out what creative sponsorship packages would work for your business. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Bad Mommy.
Thank you very much for our EMTs and our medical staff for being ready at the moment's notice. But we are going to line up. We are going to do it again. We got number 35, Chiropractor, jamming for socket wenches against 48, Knee-High Nightmare of Grave Danger.
Donning the star for the first time tonight. On the inside line, number 35, Chiropractor, dealing the blows and picking up lead.
Chiropractor coming in scoring position, gets through, untouched. 4 points, socket wenches.
Round the outside, picking them up and putting them down. Knee-High Nightmare over here fighting off Betts Go Crazy.
Yeah, socket wenches do a great job just swarming around Knee-High Nightmare, bridging the gap. Betts Go Crazy taking her to the very end of the engagement zone. And there is Grave Danger getting 4 more points.
That was Ponyo Knees with the last hit, but 4 points going up on the board for the socket wenches.
Knee-High Nightmare on a second scoring pass, getting caught behind that 2-wall of Molly Duker, and Betts Go Crazy now spinning around, getting through. 4 more points, Grave Danger. Chiropractor calls off the jam, gets 2 on the pass, 10 on the jam for socket wenches. Grave Danger, though, nearly matching of note for note, picking 8 points on that jam. It's 70 points, Grave Danger, 14 for socket wenches. 17 and a half minutes remain before we go to halftime.
We got also final Donnie the star for the socket wenches, facing off against Bento Boxer for Grave Danger.
Grave Danger does have a 4-3 blocker advantage. Entire pack right around turn 1 there, except for Bento Boxer, who gets through lead jammer Grave Danger.
That's going to be a power jam for Grave Danger. Also final picking up a penalty, going to the box for the next 30 seconds. Bento dodging the blows, stuck behind a 2-point defense.
No pack called, so the Socket Wench defense has to let them go. 4 points, Grave Danger.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. If you can dodge a Socket Wench, you can play roller derby. Bento breaks through, picks up 4 more points for the end of that jam. Yeah, but what is it? Not Adam Sandler. Dodgeball. Right?
A Green with the Grave Danger power start. Got a no pass, no penalty. Ineligible to become lead jammer, but still now on a scoring pass as so final out of the penalty box gets through and lead jammer Socket Wenches. A Green did complete that first scoring pass. 4 points, Grave Danger. Here comes final on a Socket Wench scoring pass.
Final coming in to break up that 3-wall defense, but Green slides around the outside, picks up 4 points.
Final calling off the jam right as A Green comes in, but he have until that 4th whistle blows to score points. A Green picked up 2 on the pass, 10 on the jam. Socket Wenches with 3 points. Wild Carnage jamming for Grave Danger. And for Socket Wenches, Anyong.
Locked up tight at the jam line. These skaters aren't moving far. That's a tight defense. Wild Carnage recycling back to get a different approach on this. Socket Wench defense locks are tight. Anyong, jib diving and wailing through, picking up that lead.
A Green seeing nothing but blue jerseys, still working on Grave Danger's initial pass. Here comes Anyong colliding into that braced 3-wall, anchored by Rome.
Wild Carnage out on their initial pass. Anyong looking to put some more points on the board. Locked up tight in that defense. 4 points of red, holding her back. Zipping through with the Carnage. That's Wild Carnage putting 4 points up.
Anyong, the Socket Wench lead jammer, still trying to dig down deep, push her way past that Grave Danger wall. Meanwhile, in the front of the pack, Wild Carnage gets through for another 4-point scoring pass. Wild Carnage tries to go up high, but just gets knocked out mid-air by Bets Go Crazy. Big recycle back around. There is Anyong completing the first scoring pass for Socket Wenches.
Anyong looking for that window of opportunity on the outside. That door got closed by number 6'4", Rome.
Wild Carnage getting called for a track cut penalty, so she is going to the penalty box. Socket Wenches have a 30-second power start. Anyong calls off the jam after scoring 3 points on that pass to give the Wenches a power start opportunity the next time we line up. Chirofracture, number 35, the only skater with a star as we start off this jam. but going to the penalty box. So we're going to have the old jammer swap-a-rooney. Saka Wenches had the advantage, but now Wild Carnage out of the penalty box. And Wild Carnage gets through. Lead jammer on the power jam for Grave Danger. Wild Carnage getting knocked for a loop, but bouncing right back up. Four points, Grave Danger. Calling off the jam right as Chiropractor got back in the fracas. So Grave Danger reaches the century mark, 100 points. Socket Wenches with 24, 11 minutes remaining before halftime.
You think you have what it takes? Try out for Rat City and be assessed in either our competitive Rat Lab or Fundamentals program. You can find information on our website or contact Fresh Meat at RatCityRollerGirls.com. Rosie Basher facing off against Bento Boxer in this full pack on the track status right now. Bento up front pushing that. Socket Wench defense out as far as it'll go, stretching the line. We got Grave Danger holding back Rosie Basher on the backside of that track right now.
Yeah, Cinnamon Slam directing traffic, making sure the Grave Danger wall doesn't hold Rosie Basher too far back. But that three wall of Socket Wenches is nigh impenetrable. We got Decap Attack, mow you down. Molly Duker, Bruiser Ego now, bashing Bento Boxer to the outside, forcing the run back.
Cinnamon bumping up front, looking to help out their skater, trying to break up that three-point defense.
Both jammers still working on that initial pass because we got defense. Oh, star pass made to 0-7-0. Cinnamon Slam of Grave Danger. Going left, going right, going through. But because of the star pass, ineligible to become lead jammer. Edelweiss called direction of gameplay penalty, thinning out the Grave Danger blockers.
Rosie Basher knocked to the infield, recycling back behind Bento. Cinnamon Slam racking 4 points on the board.
Cinnamon Slam now already 4 points on the board, trying to come through. Oh, fancy footwork. Spin-a-rooney gets through. 4 more points. Grave Danger. Saka Wenches losing a blocker due to a back block penalty. Grave Danger picking up 4 more points.
Rosie on the backside looking for that window of opportunity. Big hit by Rome. Sends Basher to the backside.
That's 2 minutes. That's the jam. Grave Danger with a dozen more on the board. Remember, this is the first game of our doubleheader here tonight. Later on, you will see Derby Liberation Front taking on the Throttle Rockets.
Alex Machina facing off against Oh So Final on the inside. 2 skaters left to get by, 1 left to get by. That's Mountain Deranged and lead jammer status going to the Socket Wenches. Oh So Final.
Alex Machina stashes the star, gets through, makes the Grave Danger initial pass. Chiropractor crawling through the back, but gets caught up by that front 2 wall.
Oh So Final holding the line, breaking through for 4 on the board for the Socket Wenches.
Alex Machina now goes against that braced 4 wall. Every single Socket Wench blocker swarming around the Grave Danger jammer. That blue wall is so tight you couldn't get a ray of light past it. Oh So Final comes through. Second scoring pass for Socket Wenches.
Alex Maggi now trying to get through that three-point defense up front, led by M. Peach. M. Peach going to get a locking defense. Four points going up for Grave. 3 points going up for Socket. That's going to be knee-high Nightmare out there facing off against number 2-1, Anyang.
Anyang.
Anyang zipping to the inside, shooting to the out, picking up that lead jammer nod.
Knee-high Nightmare also escaping the pack, just about a quarter lap behind. Both skaters now in scoring position. Socket Wenches, only one blocker on the track. Anyang blast by that Grave Danger 3-wall, untouched for 4 points.
Window was wide open. Just like that on the inside. And this is a power jam. Knee-high Nightmare gets a cut track penalty. Anyang is skating unopposed right now, except for those 3 blockers that are looking to stop her from her point rallying jam.
Red Rover send Anyang right over, busting straight through the center of that pack. Already have 3 scoring passes, trying to make it 4.
Taking no prisoners, shooting through the inside, blazing through Rome, putting 4 more on the board for the Socket Wenches.
There's always money in the banana stand, and there's always points when Anyang jams. 20 so far. Still working on a power jam advantage. Not anymore. Knee-high Nightmare back on the track. Knee-high is working on Grave Danger's first scoring pass and gets booped out by Bruiser Ego. Has to recycle back around. And it looks like Grave Danger finally slowed down Anyang, who has to come back around turn 2 to re-enter legally.
Watson and Rome, last line of defense out there. Anyang getting knocked to the infield. Watson following. That's the end of that jam, ladies and gentlemen. Derby fans, 24-point jam for the Socket Wenches. Make some noise.
Socket Wenches revving up on that jam. 4 minutes remaining in the first period. Definitely a good way to gain momentum coming into halftime. Big chunk taken out of Grave Danger's lead. Now it's going to be Bento Boxer jamming for Grave Danger. First time we're in the star for Molly Duker of Socket Wenches.
And that's a cut track for Bento. Trying to keep that momentum going with Molly Duker. No lead was assessed, so it's still available.
Yeah, but speaking of momentum, Molly Duker just thrown to the outside. But number 34 coming right back in, skating with the fury, trying to find just the slightest opening on that Grave Danger defense.
Featherstone leading up that defense, has Duker locked tight on turn number 3. Captain Cinnamon holding her to the outside.
30-second power jam is over. Bento Boxer back in the pack.
Mountain to range, last line of defense, breaking through. Molly Duker picking up that lead jammer nod.
Bento Boxer hands the star off. Cinnamon slam. Molly Duker now in scoring position, pinballing off of every single Grave Danger blocker. Calls it off right before Cinnamon slam can come to the back of the pack. 4 unanswered points goes to Socket Wenches.
Chipping away at that defense. 57 points separating these two teams right now. We still got a whole other half and 2 minutes left in this one. Right now we've got number 217 donning the star for the team in red. That's Wild Carnage facing off against number 35. Thank you, Cairo Fracture.
That was so considerate.
I do appreciate it.
Both jammers being swept to the inside. Wild Carnage has a little bit further back to go.
Cairo Fracture up front, locked up tight with that 3-point grave danger defense.
Number 81, Ponyo Knees, doing her best to just break up that socket wench wall, and it pays off as Wild Carnage gets through right before turn 1. Lead jammer Grave Danger.
Let's do this.
Cairo Fracture sees an opening on the inside, gets through. Initial pass made by Socket Wenches as Wild Carnage scores 4 points for Grave Danger, calls it off before Cairo Fracture can pick up any points.
Need derby gear in a hurry and don't want to buy off the internet? Support a local skater-run business and go down to Roller Derby Skate Shop in Edmonds to pick up all your derby supplies. Roller Derby Skate Shop.
If I was a bet man, I'd say this is going to be the last jam of the half. A Green and Oh So Final wearing the stars.
Green on the inside makes short change of the defense, picking up that lead. Jammer nod for Grave Danger.
Oh So Final taken down. Busts right through the center of the pack. That is a socket wench initial pass as A Green just gets to a hair's breadth of the outside line, scoring 4 points for Grave Danger.
Oh, so Final blazing through the pack. Last line of fence. Mountain to range. Locked up tight as Green breaks away on the outside line, putting 4 more on the board.
Speaking of 4 points, that's what Oh So Final gains. A Green goes through the pack, nearly untouched for a third Grave Danger scoring pass.
Oh, so Final getting through one more. Big shoulder check to Cinnamon Slam. Breaks through for 4.
A Green matching her point for point there. Getting through. Another 4-point pass for Grave Danger. Bruiser Ego throwing A Green almost back to the socket wench bench there. But number 5 for Grave Danger calls off the jam, scores 4 points there. Got 20 on that. Socket Wenches, 12 points of their own, and that's how we go to halftime. Grave Danger with
Oh. Well, rodents aren't known for their pitching arm. Fans, let's get back to the action down here on the flat track. What an amazing first half. Grave Danger coming out strong, throwing down 144 points. Socket Wenches not giving up, though. 75 points going on the board for that team in blue.
Now, I'm going to do the patented Marie Grande never fails crowd hype. Bear with me for a second. Something, something, something. Pander, pander, pander. Make some noise! Never fails. Never fails. You're welcome.
All you really need to hear is that make your noise part, right? Get the crowd pumped.
And the expert pandering.
Right, the pander, pander, pander part.
And don't discount the something.
Well, there is something to be said about something.
Something is everything.
Hey, first jam of the second half. Anyang facing off against Bento Boxer. Whistles blown, action starts. Anyang to the outside, Bento to the end.
4-on-4 in the pack, 5-on-5 on the track. Anyang gets lead jammer with a few more parting shots from the Grave Danger front wall.
Oh, but on the inside, sneaky, sneaky, that's Bento Boxer.
Anyang calls off the jam, as is her prerogative, freezing Bento Boxer from scoring any points, so it's still 144 to 75. Gross.
We got Green on the line, facing off against Oh So Final. Green looking for that window opportunity. Green, a very jukey skater, moves quick to the outside to the end. Followed up by number 1-4, knocking her to the infield. That's Mow You Down, mowing her down.
Oh So Final finds an opening there at the top apex. Completes the Socket Wench initial pass. Now a Green blasts on by, scores 4 points for Grave Danger. Same can be said for Oh So Final. 4 points for the Wenches there.
Mow You Down totally forearm.
Hands to the hips, called off the jam. 2 points going up for Grave Danger. Socket Wenches picking up 4 on that pass.
Maybe they feel bad after.
You down the smidge, him up a smidge.
Okay.
You're quieter this half.
All right. Mo got ejected last game
Oh, really?
for colliding with a ref on the infield.
Oh, no shit, huh? Well, that one was a full-on boom right to the side. Yeah, right.
Wild Carnage number 211 is already out. Lead jammer for Grave Danger. Cairo Fracture wearing the star for Socket Wenches completes the initial pass there at turn 1.
Wild Carnage looking for that window on the inside. Gets knocked to the infield. Recycles back behind that back. Cairo Fracture looking to get through that 3-point red wall of destruction. Saying no go. Locked up tight between turn number 1 and 2.
Socket Wench doing a great job of locking down that front wall. The rotating brace, Triforce of power with Ginger Spite bridging in between. Wild Carnage gets through, scores 4. In the back, Socket Wenches also able to pick up 3 points.
4 and then 0.
Bruiser Ego donning a star for the Socket Wenches. Facing off against number 336, Alex Machina. Bets go crazy. Going to start this jam. Fielded in the penalty box.
Bruiser Ego, blink and you miss it, sprints through the pack. Lead jammer Socket Wenches.
Alex Machina getting knocked to the infield by Mow You Down.
Bruiser Ego now in scoring contention, side stepping around that back wall, but gets swarmed there at the top apex. Recycling back around, still working on scoring pass number 1. Alex Machina completes the Grave Danger initial pass, with Bruiser Ego coming right behind. 4 points, Wenches.
Rosie Bowser with a hip check to Alex Machina, followed up by Betts knocking her to the infield as Bruiser Ego breaks through for 4 more points.
Betts Go Crazy is all over the Grave Danger jammer like stink on a wrist guard. Looks like getting called for a direction of gameplay penalty there. There is Alex Machina completing the Grave Danger. Nope, first scoring pass, 4 points. Bruiser Ego already scoring 12. Working on that 4th scoring pass.
That's an 84-85 combo down here on the corner. Locking down Alex Machina. Mary Fury and Rosie Basher, last line of defense. 2 blockers left on the track.
The Grave Danger at full strength in the pack. Oh, Alex Machina hits Marie Fury, bounces off Betts Go Crazy, still keeps skating forward. 4 points, Grave Danger.
That's 3 more points going up for the Wenches.
The Socket Wenches putting up 15 points that jam. An eyelash ahead of Grave Danger, who picks up 12.
Wenches knocking at that century mark after that jam. Grave Danger going to field green on the jam line, facing off against number 3-4, Molly Duker for the Socket Wenches.
Danger 4-on-3, blocker advantage at the moment. A green pirouettes through the pack, picking up lead jammer.
Duker locked up tight back here behind that jam line. Green trying to spin her way through the pack. Locked up tight up front, breaking through that wall with 4 more big points.
The star has been passed for the Socket Wenches. Ginger Spite, now the jammer of record, still working on the initial pass as A Green puts everybody in her rear view. 4 more points, Grave Danger. Four more points for Grave Danger as Ginger Spite go into the penalty box. Grave Danger now with a power jam opportunity.
Molly Duker with a hip check, sending Green to the outfield. Green putting her hands to her hips, calling off the jam, but not before putting 3 more points on the board for Grave Danger.
3 on the pass, 15 on the jam. Grave Danger now with 181 points. Have you been waiting to see this season's Reign of Terror on the track? Well, wait no longer. Saturday, March 23rd, all the way from Austin, Texas, the Hot Rod Honeys will be playing our newly rostered All-Stars. More information to come. Hey, they're at Bento Boxer. They are the only jammer on the track. Power start advantage for Grave Danger.
I'll check. I don't think I have anything going.
And lead jammer status assessed to Bento Boxer. As the power jam comes to an end, Ginger Spite back on the track. Bento Boxer just clubbered to the outside by mow you down. Bounces right back up to their skates, still working on that first scoring pass.
Ginger Spite with star in hand, looking to get through this pack, but Tempura Tantrum holding them back right now. Cinnamon Slam up front, joined by Ponyo Knees, and they are through. Spite with that initial pass. Bento coming through for another 4-pointer.
Jam is called off. 8 points on that jam picked up by Grave Danger. And an official review being called by the Socket Wenches. Anyway, as I was saying, March 23rd, the Rat City's Reign of Terror is going to take on the Hot Rod Honeys of Texas Roller Derby. Doors are open at 5:30, whistles at 6, $10 for the kids, $15 for $13 and up. Wear your green. We'll see you there. Once again, that is Saturday, March 23rd, as we kick off interleague play right here at the Rat's Nest.
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
All right. Attention skaters, Rat City Roller Derby has lined up world-class special guest coaches to host clinics right here at the Rat's Nest. Lady Trample will be coaching with Scald Eagle on March 23rd. Kayla Woodward and Bled Zeppelin will be here April 13th. Join the awesome for $50 per session. To get the deets or register for a class, go to brownpapertickets.com. Space is limited, so sign up before they sell out. Don't forget, Derby fans, to join us after the bouts on April 6th for the Roller Disco After Party right here at the Nest. This after party will be in celebration of Rat City's 15-year anniversary and our fond farewell party to the Rat's Nest. So bring your own skates or dance with your favorite skaters in your shoes. Funds raised from the disco will go directly towards our fundraising for a new facility. And that will end the official review. The official review was held by Socket Wenches to review things officially. And officially, it is over. We've got green donning the star for Grave Danger facing off against Anyang for Socket Wenches. That is short stack on the track for the Socket Wenches. They had 2 blockers in the penalty box at the start of this jam, which Wild Carnage is going to take the opportunity to pick up that lead jammer status. Mountain to Rage in chase, headed Anyang to the outfield, but taking a knee as she does such, which means Anyang gets a no pass, no penalty.
4 points picked up by Grave Danger, bringing their total up to 193, knocking on that double century mark. Socket Wenches stuck at 97 with just over 20 minutes remaining in regulation.
Seamless. Seamless.
Socket Wenches is going to start with a 4-on-3 blocker advantage. Chiropractor wearing their star up against 48 knee-high Nightmare of Grave Danger.
Knee-high, getting low, trying to go fast, looking for that window of opportunity, getting locked up tight by M. Peach. M. Peach comes in with a hip check, but that's going to be knee-high Nightmare coming out with the lead.
Chiropractor being thrown down by Ponyo knees. Immediately, Grave Danger bridges, holding the pack. But there is Chiropractor getting the escape, making the initial pass for Socket Wenches. Knee-high Nightmare gets through the back on a scoring pass, calls off the jam. Socket Wenches scoreless. Grave Danger, 4 more points.
Man, ghetto superstar. Yeah.
I was here in
What the hell, man?
A Green wearing the star for Grave Danger, already through the pack. Lead jammer status as oh so final, bashing right through the center of the track. See nothing but red jerseys.
Green knocked to the outside, mow you down. Pirouettes through for 4 on the board.
Star pass made on the Socket Wench side. Bruiser Ego, the jammer of note. But speaking of jammers, A Green puts on the Turbo Jets to sprint through the pack, picking up the second scoring pass.
It's hard work making it look that easy, ladies and gentlemen. Green on the outside, taking a hit from the sidelines, puts her hands to her hips, calls off the jam, and up for putting 4 more on the board.
With that 12-point scoring pass, Grave Danger breaks the double century mark. They have 209. Socket Wenches still with 97.
Derby fans, put your hands together. Make some noise for these wonderful tunes you're getting from DJ Fatty LaBelle.
.336 Alex Machina wearing the star for Grave Danger up against Cairo Fracture of Socket Wenches, who gets through for the team in blue. Lead jammer Socket Wenches.
Oh, big hit dealt by Edelweiss to Cairo Fracture. Gonna have to see the chiropractor after that one. Sending her to the outside, recycling back behind that 3-point defense of Grave Danger.
So both jammers now in scoring position. Alex Machina locked behind that Socket Wench defense. Bruiser Ego mow you down. Molly Dukin are not giving up a fraction of an inch. Same can be said for that back wall of Grave Danger as the penalty box empties out. Kerry Watson coming in, busting holes, leaving a trail of bodies in her wake. Alex Machina now still swarmed by Molly Duker at turn 4.
Big shoulder. Number 13, Bruiser Ego. Gonna get a penalty for that one.
Socket Wenches now have the 3-on-1. Now make that 3-on-2 blocker advantage as Tempura Tantrum comes back on the track. There goes Cairo Fracture completing the first scoring pass for Socket Wenches as Alex Machina has scoring pass number 2.
Grave Danger, short stack on the track. Watson picking up a failure to inform penalty.
That's 2 minutes. That's the jam. Grave Danger, 1-point advantage there, 8-7. And oh my stars and garters, that was one of the hardest fought jams I ever did see. What do you fans think of that?
Hey, give credit where credit's due. Put your hands together. Make some noise. We got Bento Boxer facing off against Anyang on that jam line.
Only 2 Grave Danger blockers on the track against a full contingent of Socket Wenches. Oh, and there goes Anyang. So we have a power jam Bento Boxer of Grave Danger.
I believe that's the first penalty of the game for Anyang.
Bento Boxer getting called on a track cut. So we're going to have the old jammer swapperoonie. Meat hits the seat. Anyang gets freed.
Folks, for those of you unaware, it's like the Thunderdome. 2 jammers enter, 1 jammer must leave. Soon as that second jammer sits down in the seat, the other jammer is released, and then that second jammer has to serve the same amount of time.
So both jammers back on the track, being caught up in the pack, still working on initial passes. Once again, defense, locked down. Anyang going sternum to sternum with Mountain Deranged, and Cinnamon Slam gets through, finally completes the initial pass for Socket Wenches, but because both jammers went to the penalty box, no lead jammer is available, but Anyang able to bust on through, putting the afterburners, scoring 4 points for the Socket and Wenches. Star pass on the Grave Danger side. Number 81, Pagnoni's the jammer of record.
Squealing the tires and lighting the fires. Breaking through, zipping from the inside to the out. Fighting through that pack.
Bets go crazy, throws Pagnoni's to the outside, forcing the big run back. 2 minutes is up. We've got 4 points for the Socket Wenches, 3 for Grave Danger.
Socket taking the win on that jam.
So it's 8 on the jam altogether for Socket Wenches, bringing them up to 100. Grave Danger with 220. Oh, so final jamming for the Wenches up against Knee High Nightmare of Grave Danger. Knee High sprints through, gets lead jammer. Oh, so final taking a shoulder there from number 10, Catamaran. Stays upright, going forward. Initial pass made by Socket Wenches. Knee High Nightmare getting thrown for a loop, calling it off after picking up 2 more unanswered points for Grave Danger.
Two points, bringing them to 2-2-2. That's a whole lot of twos going up on the board. 222 Grave Danger, 112 Socket Wenches with 11 and a half minutes left in this game. How many Socket Wench fans do we have in the house tonight? Oh, we have 2.
Just look,
All
they
right.
got 2 incomplete fan sections. Cheering on Bruiser Ego, who's wearing the Wenches star. Up against Wild Carnage, jamming for Grave Danger. And Bruiser Ego getting called on a track cut. So Wild Carnage now with a Grave Danger power jam gets through, earning lead status. Grave Danger pack up to full strength as Wild Carnage goes around the outside, untouched for 4 points.
Driving through, coming up against that wall that is Bets Go Crazy. And Impeach, last line of defense. Wild Carnage with 4 on the board.
Bruiser Ego back on the track. Has that star stash, but still the jammer of record. Pile up there in turn 2. Once again, both teams have that defense locked down tight.
Full defense on the board. Blue wall of death up here. Holding back Carnage. 3 points going up. Nope. For Grave Danger. No points going up for Socket Wenches. That's 11 total for Grave Danger. Hey, folks, you know what time of year it is. That's right. It's your favorite time of year. It's Girl Scout cookie time. We've got the most adorable Girl Scout in the lobby right now slinging those cookies. So at the next half or on the next break, make sure you get out there and buy your announcers some s'mores because those are just so damn good.
Not only is it that time of year, but do you know what day it is? It's 3/16, Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. So go back in the beer garden, pick yourself up a Steve Weiser, courtesy of Puget Sound Outcast Roller Derby.
Don't
Murray Grande said so.
Don't smash it on your head until after you've drinking the whole thing, though.
We don't judge.
We don't want to make a big mess.
We don't have to clean it up. Someone else has to. Smash
that's
away.
true. Go ahead. That's
as long
fine.
as you pay.
That's fine.
And give your money to Puget Sound Outcast Roller Derby.
Hey, I tried this earlier. Now, when I say how many Socket Wench fans do we have, you're supposed to make some noise. How many Socket Wench fans do we have in the house tonight? There it is.
Who likes yelling for no reason at all?
Everybody likes to yell. Hey, whistles blown, action starts. We got Green on the line, facing off against Molly Duker, but it's going to be Green coming out, picking up that lead.
Molly Duker right behind. Both skaters hungry down low, looking like they're on the Olympic speed track. Coming around.
Wheels of Steel zipping through the line, finding a window on the inside. That's going to be Green, putting it up for 4.
Track cut called on Molly Duker. So now A. Green has that power jam. Coming in for scoring pass number 2.
Looking for that window on the outside. Decap attack does just that. Knocks Green to the outfield. Push through for 4 points, but Decap attack's going to get a cut track penalty.
So now Grave Danger with a power jam and a 4-on-3 blocker advantage. A. Green picking up another set of points.
Green juking from the inside, zipping to the out, getting that 4-point pass.
Molly Duker back on the track. Still working on the initial pass for Socket Wenches as A. Green pirouettes over that line, stays in bounds the entire time.
That was so pretty. So, just a spin to win on the corner.
Grave Danger now with 253. Shout out to Dockyard in the 253 skating their championships tonight. Wenches with 114. Unyoung jamming against Alex Machina.
Alex Machina on the backside down here. 4 points of defense holding them back. Up front, number 2-1 on Young. Push, push, push.
Both walls just a single undulating sea of humanity, like it's aliens in the Antarctic.
Just locked up tight. Not even round 2 yet. But we do have a penalty. Pack advantage going to Socket Wenches. On Young breaks through for that lead jammer status.
Alex Machina stashed the star, got through. That was the Grave Danger initial pass as Anyang puts up 4 points for the Socket Wenches. Wenches do have a 4-on-2 blocker advantage, but Grave Danger just blasting Anyang there in the back of the pack, stymieing her second scoring pass.
I can't see the number. 99.
Anyang gets through for a second scoring pass. Alex Machina sending the opposing defense, skates over Tea Kettle. But now the blocker advantage for Socket Wenches swarming around the Grave Danger jammer. Anyang calls off the jam, gets 3 on the pass, 11 on the jam. Grave Danger picking up 4 points of their own.
Grave Danger calling a timeout on that one. This timeout's going to be brought to you by Archie McPhee, the creator of Handerpants, the underpants for your hands, and the Unicorn Squirrel Feeder is proud to announce our Rubber Chicken Museum. Visit Archie McPhee in Wallingford to learn the history of the rubber chicken as well as to see the world's largest and world's smallest rubber chickens. You'll get your PhD in LOL. Archie McPhee, your source for rubber chickens.
The rubber chicken is a proud and noble species. And back before the colonizers came here and tore up the land, they roamed free from sea to shining sea.
It's a sad story.
Used to, they were 7 feet tall at one point.
Don't give too much away.
I'm sorry.
You know, you gotta go to the museum and see it for yourself. It is impressive. The story of the rubber chicken. All right, I think that brings us to the end of that timeout. Again, brought to you by Rubber Chicken.
In the Ice Age, they had tusks.
All right, we're going to have a slight pack advantage in favor of the Socket Wenches. We got one blocker in the box for Grave Danger. Donning the star for both teams. We got number 40. That's going to be Knee High Nightmare. Facing off against Chiropractor once again on that jam line.
6 minutes remaining in regulation. Grave Danger have a 102-point lead, 257 to the Socket Wenches 125.
Whistles blown. Action starts on the back inside line. That's Knee High Nightmare powering through that 3-wall.
Bono knees running back Chiropractor as Knee High Nightmare gets through. Lead jammer Grave Danger.
Temper Tantrum back out on the track. Another blocker in the box, but for the Socket Wenches this time. Knee High through for 4. Chiropractor on their initial pass.
Wenches losing another blocker. They only have 2 in the pack. Knee High Nightmare hits it, splits it, quits it. 4 points on the pass, 8 on the jam. Socket Wenches able to sneak out 1 single solitary point.
Done in the star for the first time this game. We got number 05, Edelweiss, facing off against Oh So Final. Whistles blown, action starts. Edelweiss on the outside. Cruises through to pick up that lead. Jammered on.
Grave Danger defense swarming all around Oh So Final. Socket Wenches still working on the initial passes. Edelweiss coming in. Going strong style around the track. Challenging every single Socket Wench blocker. Getting 4 points for Grave Danger. Oh So Final completing the Socket Wench initial pass as they couple skate around the track now. Edelweiss with another 4 points. Oh So Final looking for the first pass.
Chiropractor taking a little spill. Mow you down, taking a little spill down here on turn number 4. Letting Edelweiss through, picking up that 4 points. Oh So Final through as well. Mary Fury picking up a cut track penalty on that one. Jam comes to a close.
Grave Danger 12 on that jam, bringing them up to 277. Socket Wenches pick up 4 more points. They have 130. 3.5 minutes remain in the regulation of this game. Okay.
Molly Duker on the line, facing off against Alex Machina. Machina up front with that 3-point defense. 4 points on the backside, 3 points on the backside. Hold it up, Duker.
Socket Wenches with that great 3-wall near the pivot line. Oh, Alex Machina just squeaked on by. Gets lead jammer for Grave Danger, already coming back around again into scoring contention.
Down but not out. Machina takes a trip down on turn number 1, but quickly opts back to their feet. Try to push through that defense.
Direction of gameplay penalty called on a Grave Danger blocker. Thinning out the herd for Melodonna, who's still working on Socket Wench's initial pass. Alex Machina gets taken to the inside, is on scoring pass number 1 for Grave Danger. Star pass made on the Socket Wench side. Yeah, no, it was made a while ago. Just finally put the cover on because I'm smart. Melodonna getting through. That is the initial pass for Socket Wenches.
And hands to their hips, calling off the jam. Grave Danger puts a close to that one with 4 points going on the board.
Michael Jackson. You seen that Michael Jackson documentary on HBO right now?
No, I haven't.
Leaving Neverland?
I've heard all about it.
Holy shit. Yeah. Holy shit.
Bruiser Ego wearing the star for Socket Wenches, sprints on through the back. Lead jammer. But prowling right behind 217. Wild Carnage. Both jammers down with scoring contention. Wild Carnage going high, crashing low, getting called on a back block penalty. So now Bruiser Ego completes the first scoring pass on this Socket Wench power jam.
Socket Wenches couldn't ask for a better time for a power jam. Bruiser Ego looking to chomp away at this deficit a little bit, put some more points on the board. Featherstone with a check to Ego. Ego coming up against Mountain Deranged. Number 6 on the line. Featherstone to the outside. Wild Carnage back on the track and blazing through the pack.
That's 4 points picked up there by Grave Danger. Wild Carnage dipping down low, speeding through for a second 4-point scoring pass. Bruiser Ego calling off the jam, gets 3 points on that pass, and that's how we come to the end of regulation.
Unofficial final score, Grave Danger to make that.
4 minutes before we start the second game of the evening, Derby Liberation Front taking on the Throttle Rockets. So last chance to get your concessions, get your beverages, get your cookies, get your merchandise, and find your seats in the new team sections, because we are going to start this second game of day one here at the home team tournament of the evening. Remember to be right back here at the Rat's Nest tomorrow, because DLF is going to take on Socket Wenches, Grave Danger, going against Throttle Rockets. Go to the ticket booth for more information and stay cool. Yeah, correction. Tomorrow is going to be DLF Grave Danger versus Throttle Rockets Socket Wenches. It's still going to be awesome. You should still see it. Or watch on the live stream thanks to RCRD's YouTube channel. Anyway, 2.5 minutes before we start the second game of our doubleheader. Thank you for supporting Rat City Roller Derby. All right, everybody, we are elbow deep in Battle of the Home Teams Day 1. We're about to have our second game of the doubleheader. Who's excited to see more roller derby right here in the Rat's Nest? Thank you. Woo! Was the right answer. 5 points for all of you. Anyway, Norwegian Persuasion is gone, and I am now lucky enough to be joined by the hilarious and the hellacious. Say hello to Pun Holy.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
First up, in the black and silver, with phasers set to stun and hips set to kill, the Throttle Rockets. Number 104, Scarlet Fever. 17, Canna Whoops Ass. Number 19, Habeas Corpses. 192, The Stranger. 21, Agatha Crispy. 253, Ann Smashaway. 26, Junebot. 4, Punchy O'Guts. 451, Blaze of Lori. 501, Damage Control. 513, Morgan McSlay. 602, Bad Karma. 79, Molotov Cocktail. And 99, Hat Trick Swayze. And they are coached by Greenie and Natty. Make some noise for the Throttle Rockets.
And their opponents in the green and the red. Put your fists in the air and skate in solidarity with the Rolling Revolutionaries. They're the 5-time reigning, defending, consecutive Rat City League champions, the Derby Liberation Front. Number 10, Captain Carolina. 15, Misty Moonshine. 192, Y-Fly. 322, Kosher Assault. 37, Sheer Force. 38, Kendra Hertz. 42, Meg 4, Mercy. 619, Red Devicious. 671, Fierce Brosnan. 68, Threatening Thunder. 72, Gnarly Quinn. 82, S. and Emily. 83, Thumper Skull. 88, Slime Queen. They're coached by Ho Chi Dan and Molly Moore. This is the Derby Liberation Front. DLF. DLF. All right, we're fueled up on all kinds of liquid talent, ready to call the action tonight. Remember, we are skating under WFTDA rules where we got the blockers in the front, jammers in the back, wearing the stars. For DLF, it's number 68, Threatening Thunder. And number 19, Habeas Corpses for the TR Machine.
Both packs at full strength at the line and heading back. Threatening Thunder getting sent to the outside, but right back in. Ooh, hit to the inside this time and forced to recycle back.
Scarlet Fever with a hit to the inside, sending Threatening Thunder recycling back around. Both jammers still working on the initial passes, and there goes number 68, Threatening Thunder, lead jammer Derby Liberation Front.
Red Devicious with the run back.
Okay.
Red Devicious on the run back, making Habeas Corpses still work on the initial pass, and there they go. Initial pass completed by Throttle Rockets. Threatening Thunder calls off the jam in the midst of that first scoring pass. Picked up 3 points. DLF draw first blood.
Taking the line, damage control for the Throttle Rockets, and sheer force for DLF.
It's going to be a 4-on-4 pack. A false start called on
Sheer force through for lead jammer for DLF.
as TR's losing a blocker. As damage control run back on the outside. As sheer force bouncing off of and smash away to the inside. TR's have a great solid seal 2-wall up front, holding back the DLF jammer up. But as soon as I say that, sheer force splits on through. 4 points DLF.
Damage control fighting against a tough DLF defense in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, TR's losing another blocker. DLF still at a full contingent.
And through for 4 points, sheer force.
Damage control still working on that initial pass. Completes it there at the backstretch. Sheer force run to the outside, working on scoring pass number 3. Puts hands on hips, calls off that jam, holding TR scoreless. 3 more picked up on the pass, 11 on the jam for Derby Liberation front.
Morgan McSlay taking the line for Throttle Rockets, S and Emily for DLF.
Looks like a 4-3 pack advantage goes to the defending champion Derby Liberation front.
S and Emily sent to the outside, forced to recycle back. Morgan McSlay through lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
S and Emily finally sees an opening there right at the pivot line, gets through. That is the initial pass for DLF. Throttle Rockets now looking to put their first points on the board. Morgan McSlay has heat in her feet.
And through for 4 points, Morgan McSlay.
S and Emily is in the pack working on the first scoring pass for DLF. Pack is down to 3-on-3, and there goes McSlay, completing a second scoring pass for the Throttle Rockets.
S and Emily hit outside, forced to recycle all the way back. And through 4 points.
Both jammers out neck to neck. Throttle Rockets are 1 lap ahead. S and Emily taking a little bit of punishment there at turn 4, but absorbing it as Morgan McSlay navigates the DLF back. 4 more points, Throttle Rockets.
Big hit from Punchio Guts sends S and Emily out. And around the outside, with a massive parting hit, sucked back into the pack.
Punchio Guts with the Rainmaker Pancaker hit there. Swallowing SM and Emily back in the pack, but the DLF jammer goes on the outside lane, gets through 4 points. McSlay calling off the jam in the midst of scoring pass number 5, picking up 18 points, and it's now a 4-point game. DLF 22, Throttle Rockets 18. When last these two teams met, it was a nail biter that came down to the very last jam. DLF squeaked by with the victory, 151 to 143.
On the line now, Threatening Thunder for DLF, Bad Karma, Throttle Rockets. And Threatening Thunder making quick work around the outside line for lead jammer, but not far behind is Bad Karma.
A lot of physicality in the pack with a blocker blender. Here comes both jammers. Threatening Thunder face plants onto the concrete, getting called on a low block, going to the penalty box. That means Bad Karma has a power jam. Gnarly Quinn, Red to Vicious doing their best to hold her back, but Threatening Thunder just
Bad Karma
storms through the pack. Bad Karma, Bad Karma. Thank you. I had the good metaphor there and everything. Anyway, Bad Karma now working on the second scoring pass.
taking
Still
a
with a power
big
jam advantage.
hit from Red to Vicious, but not holding her down for long. Back up for another 4 points through the pack.
Now there's Threatening Thunder storming through the pack. Hey, getting a 4-point scoring past DLF.
Hey.
This jam will go to its natural 2-minute conclusion.
You know, it's okay, Murray. The weatherman's wrong a lot.
We are in a convergence zone. Threatening Thunder finds another opening there on the inside lane for a second DLF scoring pass. Bad Karma stymied for a moment there with a little bit of an equipment issue, it looks like, but back on the track.
Damage
skating
control.
through, making the third scoring pass is Threatening Thunder.
And it looks like there's been a star pass to Junebot on the Throttle Rockets, who is now through the pack and in scoring contention.
Got 1 second, or got 1 point on that scoring pass. That's 2 minutes. That's the jam. Both teams bringing it hard, putting up a lot of points. 12-12. Oh, DLF got a few more there at the last moment. They have 14 points to Throttle Rockets 12 and a 6-point lead, 36-30.
Habeas Corpses taking the line for the Throttle Rockets against DLF's Sheer Force.
They're lined up behind a full contingent of blockers.
Sheer Force sent to the outside, forced to recycle. And DLF losing a blocker to the box as Habeas Corpses comes through, lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
Sheer Force going left, going right, seeing nothing but black jerseys.
Oh, and
Well,
sneaking through on the inside for 4 points, Habeas Corpses. Sorry.
Sheer Force getting called on a track cut penalty. So now Sheer Force, who completes a second scoring pass, has a long power jam advantage. Power jam and pack advantage as Throttle Rockets are up 4-3.
Ooh, and sneaking through on the inside with some great offense. Another 4 points, Habeas Corpses.
Odds are even in the pack. Throttle Rockets now have the lead. Habeas Corpses looking to extend that tally.
And
Bash
she
it
does.
through.
Oh, beautiful parting hit.
Taking a
And-
shot to the ribs courtesy of Thumper Skull, calling off that jam. 16 points for the Throttle Rockets. DLF got 3 before the jammer penalty was assessed. Throttle Rockets now with the 7-point lead, 46-39. Did you know that some of these skaters got their start only a year ago? If you are ready to start your derby journey, our Pinkies program can teach you all about the fundamentals of derby. For more information, send an email to newskaters@ratcityrollergirls.com.
We have Molotov cocktail with a brief power jam that is now over.
Sheer
Sheer
Force
Force
out
back
of the
on the
penalty
track.
box. Right through the center of that pack, picking up lead jammer for DLF. Rainmaker there. I think that was
Wow.
Junebot.
Woo. I felt that over here. Looks like some lockdown defenses from both teams here.
Oh, that was 501 damage control with the big hit. And now taking the jammer cover. Seamlessly going from defense to offense, forcing the call off. DLF picking up 3 points there. Chipping away at Throttle Rockets lead, who are up 46-42.
Morgan McSlay on the line for Throttle Rockets up against S and Emily for DLF. And Throttle Rockets have a 4-3 pack advantage here.
Both jammers colliding with the defense there at the pivot line.
And Morgan McSlay through lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
S and Emily pinwheel in her arms, getting through, making the DLF initial pass. Take it.
Oh, hit to the outside, calling it off. Morgan McSlay.
Yeah, clutch block there by number 83, Thumper Skull of DLF. Still Throttle Rockets able to pick up 3 more points.
Bad Karma on the line for Throttle Rockets and Threatening Thunder for DLF. Looks like Throttle Rockets have another 4-3 pack advantage here.
Track cut called on number 602, Bad Karma. So Threatening Thunder with a power jam and lead status. Looks like we're back to a 4-on-4 pack. DLF looking to break up that wall. Gives a big lane on the inside, but Threatening Thunder knocked to the inside by 26 Junebot and sent the other way by Ann Smashaway.
Some big hits from this Throttle Rockets defense.
A no pass, no penalty situation. Threatening Thunder picking up 3 points. But coming back around for a second scoring pass. Knocked the inside by Damage Control. Bad Karma back on the track, working on the Throttle Rocket initial pass, completes it as Threatening Thunder gets a second scoring pass, 4 points this time.
And Threatening
Thunder tried the apex jump, got caught, knocked to the inside. Bad Karma getting through nearly untouched.
And sent out to the outside with a huge hit, forced to call it off. Did Morgan McSlay get those points in time?
Yes!
She did! All 4 points, Morgan McSlay.
So Throttle Rockets 8-7 on that jam brings their lead to 57. DLF sitting at 49.
Sheer Force for DLF up against Habeas Corpses for Throttle Rockets.
3-3 in the pack.
Habeas Corpses sent to the inside, forced to recycle back. Tripod of defense from DLF. She's just not seeing any daylight, and Sheer Force is facing the same thing up front.
Yeah, both these teams with solid steel 3 walls holding back the jammers. Both teams working on the initial pass. DLF gets Gnarly Quinn out of the box and has a 4-3 pack advantage at the moment, but still no lead jammer yet.
Pack is just a mess of bodies on the track there. Neither jammer seeing any daylight. Until now, Sheer Force, lead jammer DLF.
Sheer Force now in scoring contention, tries to hop the apex.
And she makes it.
Getting called on the track
doesn't
cut.
make it.
Didn't
Track cut.
stick the landing. So Habeas Corpses has the TR power jam and pack advantage. Looking to, gives a star to Stranger, number 192, jammer of record now. Wait, it looks like it may not have been a legal star pass.
Little bit of cover confusion in the pack here. And that allows Habeas Corpses to make it out of the pack.
But that took the full 30-second jammer penalty. Sheer Force back on the track.
Oh, an apex jump sliding around. And a track cut. The second apex jump track cut of this jam.
That's 2 minutes. That's the jam. We got 2 on that pass by DLF. That's the only points scored this jam. 57-51, still in favor of the TR machine. Rat City is excited to partner with Two Birds Tattoo, a woman-owned and operated tattoo shop in Seattle since 2010. Book your appointment at twobirdstattoo.com.
We have S and Emily on the line with the Power Jam for DLF. Sent to the outside by Hat Trick Swayze, forced to recycle back.
Yeah, DLF has the power start because Habeas Corpses is sitting in the penalty box. S and Emily pinballing off of every single TR blocker. Takes a shoulder from damage control, goes on through. Lead Jammer, Derby Liberation front.
And now in scoring contention, sent to the outside, forced to recycle back. And the Power Jam comes to an end as Habeas Corpses is back on the track. S and Emily through 4 points.
Star pass made on the TR side. Damage control pivot transmogrified into Jammer. S and Emily goes sky high. Calls off the jam with authority. And just like that, DLF has the lead back 59 to 57 with that 8-point jam.
Taking the line, Y-Fly for DLF in her first jam of the night up against Morgan McSlay for Throttle Rockets.
Both jammers going left, going right, going inbounds, out of bounds, nowhere to go thanks to that defense, which has them on lock. But just as soon as I say that, Morgan McSlay finds an outside lane. Lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
Y-Fly tiptoeing around the inside line, now in scoring contention.
McSlay straight through the center of the pack, gets through, hits it, splits it, quits it. 4 points. Throttle Rockets, they take the lead back 61 to 59. If you want to sponsor Rat City Roller Derby, we'd love to hear from you. Please email sponsorship at ratcityrollergirls.com for more information.
A familiar matchup here, Bad Karma versus Threatening Thunder. And Throttle Rockets start with a 4-3 pack advantage.
Both jammers going to the outside with frantic feet. Going left, going right, Threatening Thunder almost got through, but there is Bad Karma, lead jammer, with number 68, Threatening Thunder, right behind.
Oh, a huge hit from Red to Vicious sends Bad Karma to the outside, forced to call it off.
2 points picked up by DLF and 1 for Throttle Rockets, which means we are at a 1-point game. Throttle Rockets have the narrowest of leads, 62 to 61, just under 11 minutes remaining.
Sheer force on the line for DLF, Habeas Corpses for Throttle Rockets. Throttle Rockets have a 4-3 pack advantage, and they use it. Habeas Corpses around the inside for lead jammer.
We're back to a 4-4 pack. Habeas Corpses now in scoring contention, bouncing off of DLF blockers, going through the pack, scoring 4 points for the Throttle Rockets. Star pass made for DLF, Gnarly Quinn. Now the jammer of record still working on that initial pass. Has to get around. Blaze of Lori and Stranger finally sees an opening there on the backstretch. DLF initial pass as Habeas Corpses puts 4 more points on the board and calls off the jam.
What do you think about the line? S and Emily on the line for DLF up against
Someone.
If I could see her
Number 79.
Molotov Cocktail.
Molotov Cocktail.
There she is.
Molotov cocktail barely hangs on the inside line, gets through lead Jammer, but just a stride behind S and Emily, also making the DLF initial pass.
And the pack is speeding off. Molotov cocktail calls off the jam.
So 0-0 on that jam. Still Throttle Rockets with a 10-point lead, 71-61.
Gnarly Quinn starting as jammer for the first time this game, though she has taken some star passes. And Morgan McSlay for Throttle Rockets.
Empty penalty box as the whistle blows. Morgan McSlay turning almost two-dimensional, but gets rocked there by Thumper Skull, stays in bounds, goes through the pack. Lead Jammer Throttle Rockets. Gnarly still working on the initial pass there. Gets sandwiched between the last line of defense there of the Throttle Rockets, taking her to the very end of the engagement zone. There is the initial pass made by DLF.
DLF losing a blocker to the box. Morgan McSlay calls it off as Gnarly Quinn comes around into scoring contention.
Picked up 4 points there for the Throttle Rockets. Great block at the very end of that by Kosher Assault, which forced the call off.
Habeas Corpses on the line for Throttle Rockets up against Y-Fly for DLF.
Both teams down a blocker. There's Habeas Corpses getting through right before turn one. Lead Jammer Throttle Rockets.
Y-Fly fighting against a tough Throttle Rockets defense in the back of the pack.
A lot of defense there by DLF, temporarily suspending Habeas Corpses, who's working on the first scoring pass.
Both packs back to full strength. And Y-Fly coming through. Oh, with
track cut.
a track cut.
So that is a power jam for Throttle Rockets. Habeas Corpses calls it off, scores 3 points. Going to line up. The only jammer on the track will be Bad Karma of Throttle Rockets. TR Power Jam behind a full contingent of blockers.
DLF, tough defense, doing their best to kill this penalty.
Yeah,
so far, so good, as Bad Karma is sent to the outside.
Junebot trying to open up a lane, but DLF swarming around the TR blocker time and time again. Power Jam is over.
Red Divicious and Kosher Assault forming a lethal duo at the front of the pack. But not forever, as Bad Karma comes through, finally getting lead jam.
Y-Fly working on the DLF initial pass, being caught behind number 501, Damage Control. Hat-trick Swayze. Just about everyone in a black jersey. And smash away, anchoring the wall.
Oh, Morgan McSlay laid out and sent back to the back of the pack. Sorry, Bad Karma.
Bad Karma is still working on the first scoring pass for Throttle Rockets as Y-Fly yet to make the initial trip for DLF. Oh. Star pass made. Number 68, Threatening Thunder, gets the initial pass for DLF. But right behind is Bad Karma, who scores 4 points for the Throttle Rockets, calls off the jam.
Throttle Rockets in the lead, 82 to DLF's 61.
Want to train smart, work hard, and get strong like our Rat City skaters? Then check out Get Strong First, located right here at the Rat's Nest. Learn more at getstrongfirst.com.
S and Emily on the line for DLF, up against Morgan McSlay for Throttle Rockets. Full contingent of blockers.
Both jammers going left, going right, seeing nothing but defense. We got a pile of bodies there at the front stretch, but everyone bounces right back up. And in the fracas, Morgan McSlay gets through. Lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
S and Emily fighting hard against a tough Throttle Rockets tripod defense at the front and gets around the outside through in scoring contention.
Morgan McSlay fighting valiantly, trying to make that first scoring pass. S and Emily going sky high as the jam is called off. So we got 3 unanswered points going to Throttle Rockets. Heads up, halftime of this game is a last call for merchandise. We're going to pull all the merch when the first whistle blows of the second half. So if you want to spend your money and look cool, have lots of great things, go get your merch at halftime. Meanwhile, on the track, Molotov Cocktail getting through lead jammer Throttle Rockets with sheer force right behind.
And the pack speeding up like it's 2005. Trying to keep Molotov Cocktail from catching those blockers. Can they do it? And they do. Great defensive maneuvers by DLF there.
Great offensive maneuvers, too, as Sheer Force able to pick up a pair of points, chipping away at the Throttle Rockets lead. For about a minute and a half remaining in the first period. Enough time to squeeze off at least one more jam. Threatening Thunder wearing the star for DLF.
And Habeas Corpses for Throttle Rockets. Full pack 4-4 on the track here. And Habeas Corpses through lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
Threatening Thunder with a juke to the outside, gets in, gets through. Initial pass for the Derby Liberation front.
And Habeas Corpses fighting against a DLF defense at the front of the pack. Ooh. And a little bit of end of jam, jammer on jammer action there.
You can check that off, announcer bingo.
I think that one's the free space. S and Emily on the line for DLF. Up against Bad Karma for Throttle Rockets.
After this official timeout. Because you wouldn't know under that lab coat, but Read the Rules has like the sickest peaks. He's been putting a lot of work in the gym, got those biceps popping. So check out the NSO gun show at the pivot line.
Is there a vet in the house? Because those pythons are sick. Boo.
Okay, 32 seconds remaining in the first period. Throttle Rockets are up 86 to DLF's 63. S and Emily jammed against Bad Karma. Full contingent of blockers. Everybody trading numbers with everybody else. And at the top apex, S and Emily gets through. Lead jammer with Bad Karma coming in right behind.
Untouched around the inside. S and Emily, 4 points, calling it off.
Looks like 4 unanswered points at DLF. No, 2 points picked up there by Throttle Rocket. So it's 88-67. TR Machine in the lead, and we're gonna go to halftime. So buy your concessions. Last chance to buy Rat City Roller Derby merchandise, and make your plans to be right back here for day 2 of Battle of the Home Teams here at the Rat's Nest.
All right, everybody, welcome back, Rat Bastard. But how much of a rat bastard can they really be when they're giving away free t-shirts? Who wants a t-shirt? Who wants one? Spring is coming, folks. Who wants your t-shirts? All right, folks, next time bring your catcher's mitts. Bring those mitts. And please give another big hand to Rat Bastard. And don't forget to thank come on, folks, there's a couple left. All right. All right, folks, let's also give a hand to our analog t-shirt cannon, tossing out the t-shirts, old school style. That is a fancy rat right there, I'm telling you. Disco rat, very rare breed. All right, folks, we are about 3.5 minutes till the second half of this game. 88 Throttle Rockets to DLF's 67. I got a feeling this is going to come down to the last jam, so take your seats and don't miss a moment.
Wonderful. I'm stepping over you a few times, which is my fault. Remember to join us at the after party tonight. It's going to be in the Fred Meyer parking lot. You bring the brown paper bag. We'll bring the bad decisions. But no, seriously though, we don't have an official after party this weekend. But after the April 6th game, there's going to be a roller disco after party right here at the Rat's Nest. This after party will be in a celebration of Rat City's 15-year anniversary and our farewell party to the Rat's Nest. So bring your own skates and or dance with your favorite skaters in your shoes. Fund raised from the disco will go directly towards our fundraising for a new facility that will be after the next regular season game on Saturday, April 6th. We hope to see you there for like the whole shebang, the doubleheader and the roller disco after party. But if you're going to come to one, dance. One more minute left before we start the second half. Less than a minute for you to go buy your Rat City Roller Derby League and team merchandise. Otherwise, you got to be right back here at 5 p.m. tomorrow as we start day 2 of Battle of the Home Teams. So it worked before earlier in the evening. I'm going to press my luck and try it again with my regionally famous crowd hype. Something, something, something. Pander, pander, pander. Make some noise! That was a B+, which is still a pass, still a win. I keep my perfect record. Anyway, time to start the second half of this game. Throttle Rockets with a 21-point lead, 88 over DLF's 67.
Bad Karma jamming for Throttle Rockets. Gnarly Quinn for DLF. Around the outside, lead Jammer. Bad Karma around the inside, now in scoring contention.
Throttle Rockets have a 4-3 advantage in the pack. Bad Karma now in scoring position. High knee like a fullback. Calls off the jam right as Bad Karma hits the back of the pack. 3 unanswered points. Goes to the Derby Liberation front.
Did I say Bad Karma twice? Or did I say Gnarly Quinn?
Morgan McSlay on the line for Throttle Rockets. S and Emily for DLF.
TRs still have that 4-3 blocker advantage for the moment.
tough DLF defense in the back of the pack and a tough Throttle Rockets offense at the front. Morgan McSlay through lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
S and Emily taking a pounding there in turn one, still working on going forward. Bouncing off of that Throttle Rockets 3-wall. Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, Morgan McSlay coming up for the Throttle Rockets' first scoring attempt this jam.
And the Throttle Rockets have formed a blocker Bermuda Triangle from which a jammer may never escape. Oh, but this one did. S and Emily.
Because that's just a myth, Punholy. McSlay calls off the jam from a prone position. Still picked up a full contingent of points that pass. Throttle Rockets increased their score by 4. They have 92 to DLF 70.
Habeas Corpses on the line for Throttle Rockets and Sheer Force for DLF. Sheer Force threw around the inside for lead jammer, but just behind and passing by Habeas Corpses, forcing the call off. Threatening Thunder taking the line for DLF and Bad Karma for Throttle Rockets.
4-on-4 in the pack as we line up third jam of the second half.
Threatening Thunder around the outside. Lead jammer making quick work of that pack.
Bad Karma trying to go straight up the center, but got knocked to the inside. Has to recycle back around. Here is Threatening Thunder. There goes Threatening Thunder. 4-point scoring pass DLF.
And Bad Karma through on the initial pass. Hop and a skip around the outside. 4 points. Threatening Thunder calling off the jam.
Team timeout taken by Throttle Rockets. Mark your calendars for Thursday, April 18th to find your favorite roller derby league at Optimism Brewery, hosting a night of roller derby trivia to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the movie Whip It. Optimism will be donating tips and any buy a beer, give a beer donations to Rat City's new warehouse funds. Once again, Optimism Brewery is hosting Rat City Roller Derby's Roller Derby Trivia Night on Thursday, April 18th. That's the night before Battlemania.
If Optimism doesn't have an IPA called Hoptimism, they really should.
You know what should happen is everybody giving it up to DJ Fatty LaBelle for bringing the greatest tunes around.
Sheer Force on the line for DLF. Habeas Corpses for Throttle Rockets. And we have a 4-4 pack. Sheer Force sent around, forced to recycle back.
Habeas Corpses seeing nothing but green jerseys left, right, up, and down. DLF losing a blocker to a track cut penalty. But still no lead jammer yet.
Tight defenses. Pack is at an absolute crawl here as DLF loses another blocker to the box.
Yeah, Throttle Rockets have a 4-2 blocker advantage. Habeas Corpses season opening at the backstretch. gets lead status.
There's been a star pass to Gnarly Quinn of DLF, who is through and in scoring contention. Habeas Corpse is through for 4 points.
Gnarly Quinn ricocheting off that Throttle Rockets defense, working on the first DLF scoring pass as Habeas Corpses gets rocked to the inside, recycling back around, and just absolutely swarmed by every DLF blocker. There goes Gnarly Quinn picking up 4 points.
Throttle Rockets losing a blocker to the box as Gnarly Quinn comes around, second scoring attempt. Habeas Corpses calls off the jam.
I want to give a quick shout out to the true unsung heroes of roller derby. Thank you very much to our bout photographers here tonight, recording all the action, putting in hours of their free time, editing, cropping, uploading, tagging pictures, making us look like rock stars. So check out Rat City's social media and follow the photographer pages.
Back to the action on the track. We have Threatening Thunder for DLF up against Morgan McSlay for Throttle Rockets. Darting around trying to get past these tight defenses. Threatening Thunder around the outside with a huge hit from Stranger.
No pass, no penalty there on Stranger. So Threatening Thunder now on the initial pass, ineligible to become lead jammer. That is awarded to Morgan McSlay as jam is called off. 0 points, both teams. The Throttle Rockets are into triple digits. They have 100 points on the nose. DLF 18 behind with 82.
S and Emily on the line for DLF versus Bad Karma for Throttle Rockets. Bad Karma making quick work of the pack around the inside. Lead jammer Throttle Rockets. S and Emily sent back, forced to recycle around.
Bad Karma tripped up there by 322 clutch block. That's Kosher Assault, the captain of DLF.
And through for 4 points is Bad Karma. S and Emily coming around on the initial pass. A big leap from Bad Karma, but she gets a track cut for it and is off to the box.
Accidentally rocked by a huge Rainmaker shoulder courtesy of Damage Control.
And Bad Karma on the power jam here. Or I'm sorry, S and Emily on the power jam here as Bad Karma's sitting in the box.
Packet extended out to the very end of the engagement zone. S and Emily taking on that 2 wall at turn 4.
Damage Control and Canna Whoops Ass holding off S and Emily for as long as they can there.
Bad Karma back on the track. This jam will go to its natural 2-minute conclusion.
And Bad Karma through the pack for 4 points.
In turn 3 here, S and Emily working on scoring pass number 2. Bad Karma completes her own for a 4-point scoring pass.
S and Emily through for another 4 points.
S and Emily taken to the inside by 322 Kosher Assault. And on the outside of the pack, S and Emily gets through untouched. 4 points DLF.
And the jam comes to its natural conclusion.
All organic, free range, natural conclusion. Both teams putting up double-digit numbers. Throttle Rockets with 1 lap ahead. They get 16 on the jam to DLF's 12. Throttle Rockets still have the lead, 116 to DLF 94.
Wi-Fi on the line for DLF up against Molotov Cocktail for Throttle Rockets. Full 4-on-4 pack on the track. Tip towing around the inside. Molotov Cocktail, Lead Jammer, Throttle Rockets.
Y-Fly going left, going right, seen a whole lot of Stranger. Here is Molotov Cocktail on the Throttle Rockets' first scoring pass of the jam. There's a run back by number 83, Thumper Skull, and the entire DLF defense swarms around Molotov Cocktail. I watched too much Venture Brothers, I'm sorry.
Y-Fly sent around the back again as Throttle Rockets lose a blocker to the box. And Molotov sent to the inside, forced to recycle back around as well.
Star pass, Thumper Skull.
And Thumper Skull is through on the initial pass for DLF. Molotov Cocktail calling off the jam before Thumper can score. Taking the line now, Gnarly Quinn for DLF, Habeas Corpses for Throttle Rockets.
Yeah, as we said before, the last time these two teams met in season 15, it was a nail biter. DLF won 159 to 143. Looks like it's going to come down to the wire again. This time, Throttle Rockets have the lead at the moment.
And a clutch hit there.
Misty Moonshine keeping Habeas Corpses in for the Throttle Rockets initial pass.
The pack is at an absolute standstill here. Defense is locked down, and the pack is back to 4-on-4 as Gnarly Quinn around the outside, Lead Jammer DLF. But not far behind is Habeas Corpses, now in scoring contention as well.
Gnarly Quinn in scoring contention, calls off the jam. Late hit called on Habeas Corpses. Gonna give Threatening Thunder of DLF a power jam opportunity. And team timeout being called by the Throttle Rockets. Rat City is proud to be joined by Seattle Seaplanes in the quest to entertain everyone in the Seattle area. Float planes take off and land on Lake Union. Book your adventure at seattleseaplanes.com.
Back to the action on the track here. Threatening Thunder with the power jam for DLF.
Ho cheerleader, Dan. Three pack or 4 pack. IR count good. Threatening Thunder with the DLF power jam. Goes left, goes right, goes through, jukes around everybody with a fancy footwork. Lead Jammer DLF.
And Threatening Thunder rolling in for 4 points. Making it look easy.
Had so much fun the first time, tried to do it again. Second scoring pass for Threatening Thunder. DLF with a 4-3 blocker advantage as the power jam comes to an end. Big run back there by Red DeVicious on Habeas Corpses. Throttle Rockets working on the initial pass as Threatening Thunder makes a third scoring trip.
It's like a... Ooh.
Damage Control has the star. but slipping up in turn 3, has a long way back to go.
Threatening Thunder getting a track cut. Now we have a power jam for Damage Control and the Throttle Rockets. She's getting sent all the way back.
Going so far back, she almost lost the time zone there. TR is still working on the initial pass.
Damage Control with a huge hit, but sent out at the last second by Thumper's Skull.
Good screen there by Punchio Guts. But the DLF defense swarms around, and there, out of nowhere like an RKO, Threatening Thunder back on the track, racking up a 4th scoring pass.
An impressive penalty kill by DLF as Damage Control comes through in scoring contention as the jam ends.
And just like that, we have a 7-point game. 120 Throttle Rockets, 113 DLF.
S and Emily on the line for DLF, Morgan McSlay for Throttle Rockets. And we have a 4-3 Throttle Rocket pack advantage.
A lot of physicality in the pack. Morgan McSlay knocked to the inside for just half a second. S and Emily caught up in the top apex. Morgan McSlay, lead jammer Throttle Rockets. Throttle Rocket defense just cascading S and Emily all across the track, keeping her in for that initial pass as Morgan McSlay gets a track cut penalty. Both jammers getting a track cut.
You get a track
So they're
cut.
gonna just
you get a track cut. Little jammer
sit for a hot
switcheroo
second.
here.
And we are going to be treated to a full 2-minute jam.
And now we have S and Emily with another track cut back in the box. Power jam, Morgan McSlay and the Throttle Rockets.
So DLF is still working on an initial pass. Throttle Rockets in the midst of scoring pass number 1. McSlay taken down to the concrete, bounces right back up, breezes on by that last line of defense, putting up 4 points for the TR machine.
Morgan McSlay hitting a tough defense and getting slammed to the outside by Thumper's Skull. Forced her to cycle back.
S and Emily back on the track, completes the DLF initial pass.
S and Emily around the outside, but not quite in time to get some points. Morgan McSlay, 3 points on that pass.
3 on the pass, 7 on the jam. Derby Liberation Front calling for an official review. Can't get enough roller derby? Rat City All-Stars are hosting a 5-on-5 tournament March 30th. It's going to be 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. to play. Make your own teams of 5 and sign up on the Rat City Roller Derby Facebook event. The event is $25 per skater or $5 if you just want to come and watch. These 5-on-5 tournaments are really cool. You get teams of 5 skating one jam at a time, racking up as many points as they can. It's a tournament setting. It's fast-paced, frantic skating. And quite frankly, the $5 to watch is a bargain for an entire evening of roller derby. You're going to get skaters from all over the Northwest vying to become the champion. It's going to be the last one we have here at the Shoreline Derby Center Rat's Nest. So come just for the historical significance, if not for the world-class roller derby. So DLF was looking for a track cut to be called on the Throttle Rocket Jammer at the tail end of the last jam. However, the no call on the track is going to stand. So DLF loses their official review of the half.
Bad Karma on the line for Throttle Rockets. Threatening Thunder for DLF. And we have a 4-3 pack advantage to DLF.
A lot of frenetic skating there in the back. Threatening Thunder gets through right before turn one. Lead Jammer Derby Liberation front.
DLF's defense locking down around Bad Karma here.
Threatening Thunder now bouncing off of every DLF blocker, but keeps going through. Finds an opening to score 4 points. Throttle Rockets still working on their initial pass as Threatening Thunder comes around, tries to hop the apex, can't stick the landing, has a quick little recycle back around.
DLF losing a blocker to the box and a jammer as Threatening Thunder gets a penalty as well.
So a 3-3 pack as Bad Karma comes around in scoring position.
And on the power jam, a huge hit from Red Devicious.
But a great screen by Punchy O'Guts. However, Kosher Assault sends the TR jammer to the inside, forcing the recycle back around.
Bad Karma stringing out that defense and through for 4 points. Threatening Thunder sent to the outside by Blaze of Glory, but not out for long. Going out, going in, going through. 4 points, DLF.
We're going to have the full 2-minute shootout here. Threatening Thunder on the third DLF scoring pass. Puts that in the history books for 4 points. With Bad Karma working on TR scoring trip number 2. Threatening Thunder at the very last second hops the apex, sticks the landing, gets through. 4 points DLF. That's a 12-point jam. Throttle Rockets able to score 8 of their own, hanging on to a 10-point. No, wait. More points are being assessed to DLF. DLF with a 16-point jam are now trailing by 6. Throttle Rockets 135, Derby Liberation front 129, 10.5 minutes remaining in regulation.
Gnarly Quinn jamming for DLF. Molotov cocktail for Throttle Rockets through lead jammer, but Gnarly Quinn not far behind.
That pack is off to the races coming into turn 3. Molly taking the discretion, the better part of valor, calls off the jam, holding both teams scoreless.
Heaviest Corpses heading to the line for Throttle Rockets. S and Emily for DLF. And just as promised, this is a tight-fought game all the way to the very end. Less than 10 minutes to go. 6-point game. Throttle Rockets in the lead.
Emily straight through the center of the pack, leaving a trail of bodies in her wake. Lead Jammer, Derby Liberation front.
Tiptoeing around the inside line in scoring contention. Habeas Corpses. Oh, through around the apex for 4 points. Habeas Corpses.
Punchio cuts, flattening Emily there at turn 3.
And it appears that Habeas Corpses has been sent to the box, and it is a DLF power jam for Emily. Through 4 points, Emily calls off the jam, freezing Habeas Corpses in the box.
And DLF with an 8-point jam takes the lead, 137 to 135.
Threatening Thunder on the line for this power jam for DLF. And Throttle Rockets do have a 4-3 pack advantage.
Threatening Thunder getting swarmed by Throttle Rocket blockers, but puts them all in her rear view. Lead Jammer as the power advantage comes to an end. Habeas Corpses sprints through that pack, makes the TR initial pass.
A little bit of a pile up in the back there. Habeas Corpses sent to the back of the pack as Threatening Thunder through for 4 points.
Habeas Corpses getting tied up there in turn 2. Threatening Thunder now for a second scoring pass. Gets escorted to the outside. Recycling back around that TR3 wall.
DLF losing a blocker to the box as Habeas Corpses is through for 4 points. Threatening Thunder calls off the jam with 3 points on that pass. And 7 on the jam. These teams are fighting hard in the last 7 minutes of this game, everybody. Make some noise!
This is a slobber knocker. This is a Donnybrook. This is a Pier 6 brawl. What a way to end day 1 of the battle of the home teams.
Gnarly Quinn on the line up against Morgan McSlay. Both recycled back to the back of the pack.
McSlay getting caught up there by Carolina and Kosher Assault, but gets back up, gone through the inside lane. Lead Jammer Throttle Rockets.
DLF loses a blocker to the box as Gnarly Quinn is trying to fight her way through this tough Throttle Rockets defense.
So Throttle Rockets now have a 4-on-2 blocker advantage as Morgan McSlay gets through lickety split for a 4-point scoring pass.
Morgan McSlay tripped up there in the middle of the pack, and Gnarly Quinn stashes that cover through on the initial pass. Jam is called off by Morgan McSlay.
7-point jam for Throttle Rockets, and they take the lead back by 2 points, 146-144. Just over 5.5 minutes remain in regulation.
Emily on the line here for DLF against Molotov Cocktail for Throttle Rockets. Throttle Rockets with a 4-3 pack advantage. Pack getting stretched out here, and both teams back to full strength on their blockers.
Pile up at the top apex. There is Molotov getting through. Lead Jammer Throttle Rockets right about the same spot. Oh, Emily called on a track cut. has a long way to go back to the penalty box. That 30-second penalty doesn't start till the meat hits the seat. So Molotov Cocktail with a long power jam opportunity here.
Fighting against a 2-wall of DLF blockers at the front and through for 4 points. DLF is down to 2 blockers to Throttle Rockets 4 on this Throttle Rockets power jam.
Misty Moonshine, a 1-woman 4-wall on the front stretch, and Smashaway coming in, opening up the lane, and there is 4 more points for the Throttle Rockets.
S and Emily around the outside, almost untouched, with another track cut, sending her back to the box, and we have another Throttle Rockets power jam for Molotov Cocktail. Calling off the jam, freezing S and Emily in the box with 3 points on that pass.
11-point jam for Throttle Rockets, extends out their lead, and DLF calling a timeout. 3 minutes, 52 seconds remain in the game.
We told you this would be a nail biter, and we are not immune to it either. Our hearts are pounding up here. Let's make some noise for these teams.
This game's such a nail biter, I hardly have any fingers left. Just a few stubby nubs on my left hand. And we still have 4 minutes remaining in this game.
I should have made Stubby Nubs my announcer name.
They grew back. I'm part starfish. Power start for Throttle Rockets.
We have Bad Karma on the line. And the pack is off to the races. DLF just sprinting this pack, trying to keep a... Oh, Bad Karma with a hop, skip, and a jump for lead jammer.
DLF defense up to full strength now. Bad Karma trying to make the first scoring attempt for Throttle Rockets. To 4-4 pack. Power jam is over. S and Emily colliding into the Throttle Rocket back wall.
A huge hit to the outside from Stranger. Sends S and Emily flying and recycled back. And she's through on the initial pass in scoring contention. And as Bad Karma comes through for 4 points.
Both jammers out in scoring position. S and Emily putting 4 points on the board for the Derby Liberation front.
Bad Karma fighting against a tough DLF defense, chooses to call it off.
And DLF taking another team timeout. So 3 points on the pass for Throttle Rockets, 7 on the jam. DLF picking up 4 points. It's now 164 to 148 in favor of the Throttle Rockets. Remember, Derby Liberation Front is 5-time consecutive Rat City Roller Derby League champions. Never count them out until the final whistle blows. Throttle Rockets have been to that championship game many, many times over the decade and a half of our history. They are hungry for their first title ever, and tonight it is coming down to the wire. Throttle Rockets up by 7 16 points. 164 to 148. 2.5 minutes remain in regulation.
Habeas corpses on the line for Throttle Rockets. Threatening Thunder for DLF. We have a 4-3 pack advantage for DLF.
Habeas corpses getting caught behind that 3-wall. Threatening Thunder with heat in her feet. Oh, taken to the inside by 17. Cannon whips ass, and there is Habeas Corpse's lead jammer Throttle Rockets.
Threatening Thunder sent around to the outside, but right back in, through on the initial pass. In scoring contention as Habeas Corpses comes through. 4 points. Calls off the jam, holding DLF scoreless.
And DLF taking their final team timeout.
2 minutes left in this game. Throttle Rockets 168, DLF 148. I gotta tell you, I don't know which way this one's gonna go.
I tell you, if your heart isn't racing from this game in front of you, then we're sorry someone wheeled in your corpse here by mistake.
Team timeout comes to an end. We have Gnarly Quinn on the line for DLF, Morgan McSlay for Throttle Rockets, and both packs are at, or both teams are at full strength in the pack here. Both jammers fighting hard against this swirling defensive pool. Morgan McSlay, lead jammer, Throttle Rockets.
Gnarly Quinn still caught in the pack. Morgan McSlay on the outside, nearly untouched. Scoring pass followed by Red the Vicious, who gets the jammer cover, completes the DLF initial pass.
And the pack speeding up here, trying to keep the points from being scored by Morgan McSlay. Apex jump from Red Divicious through untouched for 4 points, DLF.
Gnarly Quinn puts a huge shoulder in the sternum of Morgan McSlay. Throttle Rockets jammer gets out, keeps skating forward, gets 4 points, second scoring pass. Now Red Divicious gets through and makes the second scoring pass through the DLF. Jam is called off. 2 more points on that pass by Throttle Rockets. They get 10. DLF scored 8. We are down to under a minute remaining in this game. DLF cannot stop the clock.
Threatening Thunder on the line for DLF. Molotov cocktail for the Throttle Rockets. Looks like a little bit of confusion from the DLF team here. And they
DLF unable to field a pivot, so there cannot be a jammer.
But she looks like she doesn't need a pivot. We have Threatening Thunder through lead jammer, DLF.
Molotov cocktail, still working on the TR's initial pass. Threatening Thunder gets through, scores 4 points for the DLF. So there was a star pass made on the TR side, damage control. Jammer now as Threatening Thunder scores another 4-point pass. No time left on the game clock. Still a lot left in this jam as Threatening Thunder stymied during scoring pass number 3.
A star pass goes to Damage Control on the Throttle Rockets, now the jammer of record, as Threatening Thunder comes through for another 4 points.
Here comes Damage Control on the first Throttle Rocket scoring attempt, getting stopped dead in her tracks by the DLF defense.
And Threatening Thunder going to the box on a track cut. We now have a power jam for Damage Control on the Throttle Rockets.
Threatening Thunder sent to the penalty box with under 30 seconds remaining on the jam clock. So Damage Control going back after being hit out of bounds. That's the end of the jam. That's the end of the game. DLF picking up 14 points. Throttle Rockets got 3. You can be darn sure our Lightning Fists of Science are going to double, triple, quintuple check the scores.
Throttle Rockets.
Either way, come trackside, you got some quality high fives to collect because that is your official score. The winners tonight, 181 to 170. Give it up for the Throttle Rockets.
Oh my God.
Get your high fives ready, folks. For the winners, Throttle Rockets beating the 5-time consecutive champions, DLF.
Bring out DLF once they come around.
And now, give it up for DLF. What a game. This is one of the most exciting games I have ever seen. The most exciting game I have ever called. Give it up for both these teams.
And your attention to the infield as we award some of the most deserved MVPs Rat City has ever given out. If I can get the team captains over here, please. Once again, thank you for coming out to day 1 of Battle of the Home Teams. Remember to come back tomorrow to see Throttle Rockets take on Socket Wenches and Derby Liberation Front going up against Grave Danger. And then on Saturday, April 6th, we'll have the next regular season game. And then April 27th is the season 15 championships. But now I'm going to hand off the microphone as we hear the DLF MVPs.
MVP blocker, Carolina. MVP jammer, red.
There you go.
Okay, hold on, I gotta think about this. MVP blocker, Kenna.
MVP jammer, Molly.
Give it up for the MVPs of this game. And give it up for all the skaters you saw tonight. It's been a great night of roller derby here at the Rat's Nest. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow night for day 2 of Battle of the Home Teams. Remember, on your way out, support the Chief Seattle Foundation charity of the evening. I don't think I got the name right, but support them anyway. Thank you very, very much for coming out. On behalf of Punholy, on behalf of the referees, the NSOs, and all the Rat City Roller Derby, you're awesome. Thank you, and good night. Oh yeah, we also still have the missing iPhone up here.